I'm Jeremy Strong. I'm told that these are very important questions. Are you able to appreciate how huge the show is, or is it too soon for you? Yeah, it's hard for me to feel that or take it in. I think I'm aware of it. It's wonderful. Now that it's over, I think I can let myself take that in a little more. It's not something that was useful for me or would serve me when we were making the show to think about it in that way. So I'm not. I have protected myself from that awareness pretty successfully. You know, it beyond any of our wildest imaginings that it reached audiences the way it did and sort of penetrated into the zeitgeist in such a, you know, what feels like a serious way. What is my favorite instance where Logan Roy tells Kendall to F off? Oh man. I don't know if I have a favorite instance of it. It was not something I ever particularly enjoyed. I guess the one that was most impactful for me was when they are having dinner, I'm done with the show, when they are having dinner in Italy and Kendall tells his father, "You've won because you're corrupt and so is the world," which I think is one of the greatest lines ever written in the show. It's what the show is about, really, in a nutshell. And at the end of that meal, where Kendall expresses his wish to get out and be free of all of it, and he tells his father, "I'm better than you," his father says that to him and invokes what happened with the waiter at the end of season 1. And that was the most piercing time that he used it, because I think Kendall was trying to assert some kind of at least ethical dominance over his father, if he hasn't been able to dominate his father, and his father just levels him. Very important question. Do I follow the social reactions to the show each week? I'm afraid I don't. I kind of live under a rock, and I tried to stay away from it. What you hope most of all is that what you do or what you're trying to do will have an effect on people, and everything that we do as actors is to try and invest ourselves and give ourselves to serve the audience ultimately, so that it might be alive for the audience, it might connect with an audience. So I do pass a lot of people on the street or in elevators or parking garages or supermarkets or whatever, and when someone expresses that the show touched them somehow or something resonated with them, I find that incredibly meaningful. But the internet I find to be a tricky place, and you know, there's a lot of, it's an arena where people can express a lot, but it's also an arena where there's a lot of judgment. What you do as an actor is you try and do something very unprotected so that you can give it to the audience, and so I'm not really interested in knowing about what kind of judgment that's met with. Your job as an actor is never to judge. You have to empathize with the character and find a way to understand them. And so I guess I think in the social media space, you know, a little less judgment and a little more empathy and understanding would be better for everybody all around. What is the most ridiculous rumor you've ever heard about yourself? There is a British children's book author, also named Jeremy Strong, who I'm rumored to be, and I might be. What would you be doing if you weren't in this business? I don't really have an answer to that. Like, there is no other version of my life, which is probably why I've had to persist and and do this. I've wanted to do this since I was a kid, and it's the only thing I ever felt meant for and called to do. So if I weren't lucky enough to be standing here doing this and doing this work, I'm not sure what I'd be doing. I'd be trying to do this. What have you stolen from set? Oh, I mean, I plead the fifth so many times I can't even tell you.